and b6, if he plays that move, he's in trouble here after d4, I think.
Yeah.
On the board.
It's on the board.
Instantly. And Black's position is riddled with weaknesses. If you look all over the board, Black's pawns are easy targets for White's bishops. Nakamura in huge trouble, and we do see the evaluation bar inching up every single move in White's favour. Alireza playing some great chess over the last few moves. Things have turned. Nakamura really needs to pull the brakes here. He needs to find a way to escape by any cost. Looks like he's losing a pawn, as you said, Daniel, in every position here.
Yeah, it's very important what you said earlier, David. As the game goes on, the bishop pair is something you look forward to. And in fact, a lot of times bishop pair, they say, is an advantage, even sometimes at the cost of a pawn, being down a pawn. Sometimes you can have the bishops. But as the bishops, as the game opens up, most games do, as the game goes on, you trade, you make some trades, pawns come off the board. Then you start to see the bishops open up as you see in this position. I mean, classic right triangle, as Hikaru says, with the bishops here. As the bishops just opened up because more moves happen, trades happen, and now you see the bishops working here. Hikaru in a little bit of trouble.
Yeah, and more than a little bit of trouble. However, I like his last move, Nakamura, jumping forward with the knight. Ooh. He's trying to set up some tricks, and alarm bells ringing here, Daniel.
Bishop d5? I mean, I was looking and trying to figure out a response to bishop d5, which targets the g2 pawn, and if that pawn disappears, then all hell breaks loose on the king side. Alireza must have something prepared here. I was having a hard time finding a move.
Dang.
Yeah. Felt like there were other ways to keep control. Suddenly it's chaos again. That suits Nakamura, although he's reacting.
Yeah, but he's reacting to the way the game has gone. He will do that even if he wins White's queen.
Right. What are they doing? I had to win in like 17 moves.
Maybe bishop takes f5, but man, that's terrifying.
Maybe queen c5.
Terrifying with 1 minute on your clock for both sides here. What is next for Alireza? That white king coming under fire. Black's queen threatening to come over to g6. Yeah. Plenty of threats here, potentially.
Hikaru's got to be smelling the blood right now. He is down to 45 seconds with big threats on Alireza's king. You want to pick up the f5 pawn, but you can't afford losing the g2 pawn because then the h3 pawn hangs as well, coming in with a fork. This is a moment that forces Alireza to go into a think, to burn the clock, but he doesn't have that much time. He's now down to less than a minute. How does he keep things under control on the king side?
That's the thing, and he struggled with this yesterday in time pressure. He made a lot of tactical errors. Bishop z5 on the board. I like that move. Queen g6. There's king h2, just cold-bloodedly hiding the king in the corner. So buckle your seatbelts. Both sides under a minute now, and Hikaru leans in to try to figure out the way to maximize his king side attack.
After queen g6, the one thing you shouldn't do is pick up that knight. Watch out for that tender spot on g2. We've seen mate in ones happen before.
Yeah, Alireza knows all about that.
Ooh-wee.
Yeah, just to show queen takes knight, don't do it. Queen takes would be checkmate. And we won't see lightning strike twice. Firstly, because Nakamura didn't switch his queen. He actually went backwards, hitting this pawn from a different angle. This one is pure chaos. Bishops against the bishop and knight combo here. Black going for the kill, though. Wow, look at that white king. Totally open. In a classical game, white still with the advantage, but this is chaos, and it's bullet chess now. Dania, we need some advice. What should white be aiming to do?
Well, queen e3 is obviously trade the queens if you can. Black, maybe bishop c5 back to d4. Try to create counter threats against Black's king, but Black's threatening queen b8 takes b2. There's so many avenues and angles and streets that you have to keep closed. Firouzja now with 25 seconds. Oh my God, it's so hard not to panic here, Tanya.
It's insane how that knight defends the e6 check, the bishop on c6 defends the e8 check, everything under control, which forced Alireza to defend that b2 pawn. He goes down at the board with b4. The players are playing on seconds. Anyone can get checkmated in this position, but it just looks like the bishops are so much stronger right now. Black's queen, it has to find a way to the king side.
It really does. Meanwhile, Black has at least established material equality, winning a pawn back on the edge of the board, but Black's piece is temporarily
queen d4 is a threat.
Coordinated.
King f2, I would play.
Yep. Big threat on the board. And, okay, he spots it. Double attack. Black's queen jumps in, though, with some nasty checks. Where's the Black knight retreating to? No checks right now for Black, unless you trade the queens.
But then the knight's still in trouble, and Black could easily lose that. Bishop c6,
That
he gives
is
the
not
knight
a
up.
move. I guess he's not mated.
I think
this a
bishop
bluff?
takes f4.
He's bluffing
just-
here, Nakamura.
Bishop takes f4.
And he calls the
run.
bluff.
And you run.
Oh, and you take it.
You take
Oh,
those.
you lose.
And you
Oh my
lose.
God, Hikaru Nakamura is about to get eliminated.
Wow.
Wait, but if he takes it, the h pawn is the wrong corner color, so white still has to demonstrate some technique here.
Got to be really careful. Do you step forward with the white king? Do you go for checkmate?
Well,
Queens
Black
might
has
come
queen
off
f3,
anyway.
so I wouldn't do it.
Yeah, we take those and keep it moving.
Queens are going to come off. This is going to be an endgame. It's winning for white, but you have to be a bit careful.
7 seconds. 6. He needs to
winning.
make a move. Hikaru's so angry at himself right now. He does run with the king. Can Alireza do it? He's got 13 seconds on the clock.
Okay, one thing to avoid. You mentioned, Daniel, do not ever push your pawn forward on the b file and allow the black bishop to sacrifice itself for it. Allow the bishop to sacrifice for this pawn.
Bring
and
it.
this one should be winning now.
Bishop e6 check. Bishop e6 check and king f6 ends the game.
Ends the game
On
instantly.
the
Bishop
spot.
e6 is over. King f6, bishop d3, bishop f5.
Oh, he
Deflects the
missed
black
it.
king.
God, that is basic tactics there. Alireza still completely winning, I think.
Just marches with the king on the other side now.
Yeah.
But you still have to push that b pawn without giving it away. The bishop will block, but it's still some technique to show.
A lot of technique to show.
Yep. Nakamura, he knows he's losing, but still white needs to prove it. And the white bishop is...
What?
Oh,
He lost his
Whoa,
bishop.
relax.
Woo.
Relax.
That's it.
Oh, man.
And that's it.